I bought 45s when I was a little boy. I mean, I used to listen to WABC on the radio and write down the top 20 songs and like soul music and like rock music. And my parents thought I was a little crazy about that. And it was always something that I enjoyed. It started out as a hobby. I was a stockbroker. I worked for Merrill Lynch. And I collected records. When I left the business, I needed to find something else to do, and so I started dealing records on the side. I would say it was a passion that was able to become a profession. Jersey City was originally going to be a 6-month stay. I mean, I answered an ad in the Village Voice for a Village Voice photographer, and I paid $200 a month, and I lived up there on the ledge, which is a ledge above the door to the store, and planned on moving on and never moved on. Contrary to popular belief, records have always been popular. The only difference is back then hip-hop was big, and the way hip-hop was made was different producers finding interesting records and turning them into beats, and then finding MCs to rap over those beats. So in 1996, there were a tremendous amount of people running around looking for weird and interesting records. It was before the internet, it was before swapping files, and the only way to get interesting sounds and rhythms and drum beats was to buy records. And so there was a big market for that. Now we're in a position where that's over. You can get samples on the internet. You don't need to buy a record. Now it's more about, do you have Led Zeppelin? Do you have Black Sabbath? Do you have Bob Dylan? We now sell full-length albums to people who buy records. I'm philosophical about these things. I like change. Now I can think back to the old days, and they were a lot of fun. When I just had boxes and boxes of records and nothing would have a price on it, and guys would come up with a big stack of stuff, and I would say, well, this is 5 and this is 10 and this is 3, and that was a lot of fun. And when Japanese dealers would come over and they'd spend $5,000 in one day, those days are over. I like this too. We've become part of the community with this. The store's always been kind of an underground store, and for the first time in the last 3 years, we're catering a little more to the public. The traditional answer is that vinyl sounds better, and I don't disagree with that. I think it does sound better, but I think that's not the reason vinyl's popular. There are stores that sell a tremendous amount of new vinyl now. New vinyl by new and current bands. And vinyl sales are up. You can buy a turntable at Target now. You can buy a turntable at Best Buy. That was not true 10 years ago. I do think it's a reaction to an object that is unique and singular. I think that's why people like it. And they like music. You have to like music. Maybe there's a little bit of backlash against technology too thrown in there. No one talks about that, but I think that's possible. I think people may just be like, we got so much technology, maybe I'll stick with this analog situation. I believe, but I may be crazy, I think people need things to do. And it's not all about sitting at home buying things online. I think there's certain people that want to go to the mall, that want to go to the bookstore, want to go to the record store. People have been buying records the whole time I've been selling records. And they're buying more records now than 20 years ago. So why would I be negative about the future of records? Maybe I'll be wrong, but you'll come back and ask me that later.
Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go back to New Orleans. You know it hurts me so.